have a love affair with Oregon's distant places, particularly those adventures that are just out of reach and the ones I don't get to as often as I'd like. And this week we have a great one for you as we head to distant Northeast Oregon and explore a corner of the state you've likely missed, the Swiss Alps of the West. Hi there, Grant McOmie here, your host for Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. And this week, we're going to enjoy a vacation destination that offers so much recreation for the family. Join me as we pack them up and move them out to Wallowa Mountains and Wallowa Lake State Park.
That's a nice color.
When artist George Keister searches for inspiration,
Vastness of it is what I'm drawn to.
he doesn't look far beyond his front step in Northeast Oregon.
Those are the eagle caps. They go down pretty quick over there, and most of it's wilderness.
Keister uses brush and oil to capture the special places he's been lucky enough to visit in a career that spanned nearly 4 decades as a state wildlife biologist. He's developed a keen eye and appreciation for the vast Eastern Oregon point of view. Now he paints it.
It's so big and goes on forever, and everything's big, but when you actually start to paint it, you need some kind of relief there. You can't just paint a sagebrush, make it too interesting.
These days, he also paints the wildlife that live in the wild nooks and crannies that draw him back each summer.
That's one that'll kind of hold still. In the peak of the breeding period, they're real tolerant then of people.
Places that many folks don't make time to see.
They think when they get to Bend, they're in Eastern Oregon, and they're just starting it. I really like Wallowa County. It's a beautiful county. It's pretty big country.
One way to see that big country is at a state park that will capture your heart with its beauty. Wallowa Lake State Park at the southern edge of Wallowa Lake.
I think people come here, of course, for the beauty. Anywhere you look, I think in Wallowa County, you have something great to look at. Boats, fishing, water skiing, you name it on the lake. Boat launch is free to use for anybody. We have what we call the courtesy docks out there for people to launch their boats. We don't have a day use fee like some other parks do, so it's free to come in and sit on the beach and enjoy it or go fishing.
A recent addition to the parkland scene is the newest site at north end of the lake.
Well, let's head on down to Knight's Pond and we can learn a little more about how settlers use this area.
A 62-acre parcel of protection, whose name may take some practice.
Iwatemlikin. Iwatemlikin.
It rolls off your tongue so well.
It has from the beginning. I have always loved the name, but I have to teach people at least once a week how to say it.
Yeah. The rolling grassland is set amidst a stunning backdrop of the Wallowa Mountains. It is ancestral homeland of the Nez Perce tribe, a sacred place of native peoples who help secure its protection in partnership with Oregon State Parks.
This park has a much more peaceful vibe. It's really meant for walking and experiencing nature and ideally thinking about the history of the Nez Perce in this area and how important this land was to them.
Nearby, another historic structure is worth your time for a visit, Wallowa Lake Lodge, oldest private hotel at the lake and dates to 1923.
Literally surrounded by either the wilderness, the national forest, or the lake. So none of them are further than a mile away.
Like the state park campground, the lodge is convenient walking distance to varied activities that the entire family will enjoy. But today, we're after something different that offers a bird's eye view. So they tell me that the only way to really appreciate this area is to get above it all. So we're going aboard the Mount Howard tramway for a spectacular ride up to the top.
It's one of the most breathtaking views around. It's beautiful up here.
Rising 690 feet per minute, the Mount Howard tramway will take your breath away.
It's a 13.5-minute ride to the top that climbs 3,700 feet. It's about 8,150 feet when you reach the top. When you look off the top, you see all the mountains. Just look out over the beautiful scenery.
The mountain peaks carry names like Matterhorn, Eagle Cap, Joseph, and Ruby. Few places allow you to stand shoulder to shoulder with an Oregon mountain range, sort of place that makes you feel small.
We're probably at about, say, 8,300 foot right here. The tram levels off at 8150, and there's definitely a difference in oxygen content. But the good news is up here the air is thinner, it's easier to walk through.
There's a 2-mile hiking loop atop Mount Howard, plenty of space to spend plenty of time and gain a peek into Oregon's largest wilderness area, the Eagle Cap Wilderness, with bare granite peaks and forested ridges and U-shaped glaciated valleys, characterizes an enormous wilderness area of nearly 500,000 acres. All of it's accessible to visitors willing to take the time and explore a corner of Oregon full of wonder and surprise.
It's the kind of place that takes a dedicated effort to get to because we're at the end of the road. When they come here, though, almost universally, they go, "This is a gorgeous place," because it is.
I'm a big believer in the adage that our lives are but houses built of memories. If it's true, get to know a wild place like Wallowa Mountain Country and Wallowa Lake State Park well. To that end, I provided all the details, directions, contact information right here on the Travel Oregon website. So until next week, get out here and explore Oregon's distant places and let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McOmie.